Okay, so you know how sometimes you hear about things and they sound like they came straight out of a movie, like hidden beings and the worlds?
Yeah, totally.
But what if like some ancient texts already talked about this stuff? Like what if it wasn't just science fiction? That's what we're going to look at today. We're doing a deep dive into how the Quran talks about unseen realities, like jinns and maybe even aliens.
Okay, so
We have all these excerpts and stuff that we're going to be looking at to like see what they say about these hidden dimensions and stuff.
yeah, I mean, it's super interesting to see how this ancient text, engages with questions that people are still asking today,
Yeah, exactly.
like about beings that are out there, but we can't normally see, or like the possibility of life on other planets.
Right.
It's not just modern stuff. It's like these themes are woven right into this whole spiritual tradition.
Totally. And I think it's wild how many times jinns are mentioned in the Quran.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like over 30 times, right?
Yeah, that's definitely significant.
It is. So what are they exactly? The text describes them as being made from smokeless fire, and they exist like alongside us, but we can't see them.
It's almost like there's this whole parallel world that we can't normally access.
Right. And it's really interesting because the text is super clear that they have free will. Like
Okay.
not all good or all evil or anything. It's not that simple.
Right. They're not just one homogenous group.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, this makes you think, like, how does understanding their agency change how we see their potential influence?
Yeah, for sure.
And there's also this thing about how they can see us, but we can't see them.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Right. Well, it makes us think about the limitations of our own perception. Like, what are we missing?
Totally. And speaking of jinns, there's that whole Surah al-Jinn where it talks about them hearing the Quran,
Right.
and then some of them actually embrace Islam.
It's a really powerful image.
It is. Our
Mhm.
source connects this to the waswas, like, those negative thoughts that just keep popping into your head. So, like, could those struggles actually be more than just our own minds?
That's a fascinating question to consider. Like, what if there are spiritual influences on our inner lives that we don't even realize?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but now for the question everyone always asks, are we alone in the universe?
Right, the big one.
Our source brings up Surah Ashura,
Okay.
and it mentions beings in the heavens and the earth all prostrating. Could that be talking about extraterrestrial life?
I mean, if we look at the bigger picture, it definitely makes you think about a universe that's full of all sorts of creation,
Yeah.
all under the power of God.
Right.
But the text also suggests something else.
What's that?
Like, what if those beings are actually jinns, just in different realms or dimensions?
Ooh, that's interesting.
It makes you rethink what we usually think of when we say aliens, you know?
Yeah, it's not just little green men on Mars.
Right, exactly. This whole idea of multiple dimensions and realms beyond what we can normally see is pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And the text makes a point of saying that the Quran doesn't fully explain these things. So why do you think that is?
Well, the text suggests that it might be a test, almost like not all knowledge is meant for us to understand at this point.
Hmm.
There are mysteries that are sort of veiled for a reason.
I see. And that kind of leads us to this whole concept of a hidden world.
Yeah.
The text actually mentions that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was shown all these unseen realities,
Oh, wow.
like Barzakh souls, angels, demons, all of that.
So basically, Islam gives us a way to understand this reality that goes way beyond just our normal earthly experience.
Exactly.
And it even offers warnings and guidance about all of this stuff.
Right. Well, what I find super interesting is that these unseen realms might not be completely separate from ours.
Yeah.
Like the text talks about signs in our lives,
Okay.
like super vivid dreams or feeling uneasy in certain places, maybe like deserted areas or ruins.
I've definitely felt that.
Right. It suggests that our world and these other realms can sometimes touch each other in subtle ways.
It's like we need to be open to perceiving things with more than just our physical senses.
Yes, it's about having an open heart.
Exactly.
So basically, our everyday existence, this dunya, it's kind of like a veil that's hiding this huge conflict, this battle between good and evil.
A battle with really, really high stakes.
Totally. We're not just living ordinary lives, we're souls in the middle of this cosmic war.
And that means that our choices and actions have more meaning than we might realize.
Right. This unseen war, as the text calls it, has consequences beyond what we can see.
Yeah, it reframes everything.
Totally. It's kind of unsettling,
Yeah.
but the text presents it as knowledge that we need to have.
It's like we need to shift our perspective and understand that there are spiritual forces and dimensions that are just as real as the physical world.
It's not just about what we can see and touch.
Right.
And the Quran isn't just a book. It's like a code, a map, and a weapon.
That's a powerful way to put it.
It is. The text urges us to decode it before they decode us.
There's a real urgency to understand these hidden realities before they become impossible to ignore.
Yeah, before the unseen becomes seen.
Exactly.
And by then,